Wow, third time's the charm. I had to start and stop 3 times to get the light to pop up. It's kind of strange about that. Here we go. All right, I'm really live. Hi, this is Kathy from Craft with Kathy. Thanks for joining me this evening. I'm coming at you live from the suburbs west of Chicago, where we're having a little bit warmer temps than normal, which I'm not complaining about it. I love it. Anytime it's up above freezing, it makes me happy. Just sharing this into my VIP group, and we'll get started. An interesting project tonight. The transfer is called Loved You Then, and the wording is loved you then, love you still, always have, always will, and then there's you are my forever, an ampersand and a heart. It's really a beautiful little transfer, and what I originally had purchased it for was to do it on like 2 9x12 frames, and I would be putting this wording in the bottom right corner and then this wording in a second frame in the bottom left corner. And that's what I fully intended on doing. And then I said, oh my goodness, you know me with those heart cutouts, I just absolutely can't resist them. So I changed my mind. This surface has been previously painted with our chalk paste, diluted with a little bit of water. This is actually a wash of our cranberry jam and white, and it's kind of streaky. It made it kind of like a pinky mauve, but then there were some streaks of the cranberry jam and some streaks of white, and I really liked how that turned out. Let me show you which ones we're actually really going to be chalking tonight, though. This is in the cranberry jam. Isn't this such a deep, luscious, beautiful color? And then these other two are in that streaked kind of look. And I obviously have painted, the paint dried, I waxed these already, so they're good to go. I only wax the side that I'm going to be chalking. I don't think I'm going to make these double-sided. It might be an interesting idea, actually, but for this time I'm not going to. Anyway, I'm going to move these over to the side, get them out of the way a little bit. I waxed them, rubbed the wax in, the surface wax in, rubbed it off, so that if I make a mistake, it's easier to remove the chalk paste that I've applied with my transfer. It should just wash right off. Also, to make sure that I don't pull up any of this chalk paste, because this is chalk paste, and even though it's dried, once I put more chalk paste on it with the transfer, the moisture or the water content could, if I leave it too long, can actually start dissolving this, and then I could lift it up. So the wax helps prevent that. So this is a brand new transfer. Like I said, I bought it for something else, and I intended something else, but I just can't resist it with the hearts. So I'm going to be using it with the hearts tonight. If you have any questions as we go along, feel free to just jump right in and ask away. Never feel, don't be shy. Don't, just ask. That's what I'm here for. I love sharing my knowledge and experience and my crafting endeavors with you all. It's so much fun to be doing it together. I'm cutting apart this transfer on the cut lines using my transfer trimmers. Transfer trimmers have a like a Teflon blade, so that the transfers, which are adhesive backed and reusable, do not stick to the blade. Now I'm not going to be using these 3 pieces, so I'm going to just set them on the side for later use. Our transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times with proper care. And proper care really just means cleaning the chalk paste out of the silk screen, because yes, our transfers are vinyl and silk screen. The silk screen goes all the way through the transfer from end to end, and you're actually seeing through the silk screen here to the white backer on the back. So I'm going to be using these two different pieces, and I'm actually going to label them also for two reasons. One, it makes it easy for me to determine which backer goes to which piece. I mean, obviously this one's larger, but sometimes your transfers, your pieces could be close in size, and you might not know which one goes to which. So by putting this on the back, I'll know which backer goes to which transfer. Now, our backer sheets, one side's glossy, the other side is dull. I'm going to lift this up so you can get a good peek at it. You can see the adhesive side of our transfer, it's sticky and it's shiny. One side of the carrier sheet is like freezer paper, it's glossy, the other side is dull. The shiny side always goes against the adhesive side of the transfer so that the transfer doesn't get stuck to anything else. And when I'm done using these and cleaning these, I will put them back in their little cellophane envelope, and I hang mine on a little rod in an armoire. So I'm going to do this one first, and I'm going to start with my small heart. And these are great little shelf sitters, great for the mantle, for a bookcase, for an entry table, whatever. And I just have to really kind of line it up how I want it to sit, because that's going to make a difference on how I actually apply the words to it. So I'm going to fuzz this transfer, deliberately apply some lint to the back of it so it doesn't stick as strongly as it would otherwise. Not such a big deal on wood. I want it to be sticky. But if I was putting this transfer on glass or mirror or metal, hi Deb, then it would stick very, very strongly because they're all non-porous surfaces, and our transfers stick very snugly to a non-porous surface. So I'm just going to kind of line this up a little bit. Want to make sure I've got it straight, even though my heart's a little bit on an angle the way it sits. Let me do that again, and I'll take a look at it and see if it's the way I want it. Oops. That looks a little crooked. Let me adjust it a little bit. Just lift it up and move it over a little bit. Okay, I think that'll go good. So I'm going to smooth it down, make sure there's no air bubbles here. Grab my chalk paste. Wondered if I should move it up a little bit. Maybe I will move it up. Let's see how that's going to look. Oh yeah, I think that'll be good. But I'm leaning down a little bit. Let's adjust it a teensy bit. It really is easier than I'm making it look right now. Okay. So I'm going to just chalk these three words. I'm going to make sure I don't hit my little swirl from the word love. Here's my chalk paste. I'm going to stir it up, make sure it's the proper consistency. Oops, I had this open earlier today and it was open for quite a while, so it has gotten kind of thick on me. A little bit too thick to use. The bottom's kind of soft and nice, but it's a little thick, so I'm going to add a squirt of distilled water. You always want to use distilled water with your chalk paste because you don't want to take any chance that the minerals in your tap water interfere with the pigments of the paste. And yes, I know this is white paste, but I always keep distilled water in my little spray bottle. So I'm just mixing this up really good, getting that paste from around the edges of my jar. And make sure I have it mixed really well. And of course I already stuck my finger in it, so let me clean my finger up. And we'll get moving on this. I am making some shelf-sitter hearts with a Valentine suitable phrase, but in reality it doesn't have to be for Valentine's Day. I think these would be sweet as wedding gifts, anniversary gifts, a bridal shower type of thing. Just a nice piece of home decor that is pretty and expresses a heartwarming sentiment. Okay, I'm a sap. What could I say? And you know what? This doesn't have to be for your significant other. This could actually be for your children, right? Loved them then when they were babies. Love them still, even though they're grown up, right? Ooh, and what did I forget? I forgot a squeegee. Okay, here, I've got one here. So I'm going to take the squeegee and just go over the silkscreen area, making sure I get my letters all covered, removing any lines, any excess paste, putting it back in the jar. Yes, I haven't gotten those small rubber bands yet for protecting my jar. And then I'm going to lift up the transfer. How quick and easy was that? Seriously. Now I'm going to get my other one. And I decided I'm going to actually have them sitting like, kind of like this, with this one in front a little bit. So I'm going to kind of see where this lays so I know how to put my words on there. And part of my L is off. I could move that down and get more. And maybe I will do that. Kind of move it down a little bit so I get more of that swirl. It's just so pretty. The font is so pretty. Okay, let me smooth that down. Make sure that it looks right when it's standing up. Whoops. I think that'll be fine. And then basically apply the paste. I'm just making sure I don't have any air bubbles in there. Oh, I could have used my finger and made a hot mess. I think this would be beautiful using the hot mess technique. I hesitated a little bit on what color because I was like, oh, white seems so plain. But the actual surface, at least these two, are kind of that streaky with the cranberry jam and with the white. And I mean, so I thought, well, it's the pink with the streaks. I'm like, I'll just go with white lettering. That'll work. But I do like the idea of the hot mess technique. That would be very pretty. Okay, again, I'm just cleaning off my excess paste here. Removing any lines, making sure I got all the way to the end of that swirl. There we go. And I'm going to lift it up and take a look. Oh my goodness, isn't that pretty? So, I don't want to smudge anything, but basically, can you imagine them sitting like this with one in front of the other? I think those turned out very, very nice. Let me put my transfer aside and grab the other one. I'm going to clean these up when I'm done. I don't want to leave them sitting with paste in them too long. I was almost tempted to go with gold tonight, gold paste, but I realized, whoops, somehow with the holiday and everything, I'm a little short on gold paste. Am I moving again, or am I still stuck? I had a real hard time starting the live. I had to keep stopping it and starting it because it just wouldn't go. Facebook was stalling on me, and it's like, it shouldn't be anything with the internet usage going on here. Mom's watching TV, but that's pretty normal. So I don't have anything else going on that I normally do. Just kind of weird. Okay, again, I want to just kind of figure out how it's going to sit. And I need to adjust this a little bit because it's a little crooked. I want it horizontal to the surface. Okay, and once again, just pressing it down, applying my paste and pulling it through the silkscreen. I had an interesting question today. Someone wanted to know, they said it was a silly question, and you know, there are no silly questions. Never feel uncomfortable asking a question. Just ask away. I'll do my best to answer it. If I don't have the answer, if I don't know, I will find out and get back to you. So always feel free to ask for anything that you're unclear of. And she had a question about Club Couture and wanted to know existing members, well, you know, new members that sign up in February get 5 free transfers when they sign up. It's a $75 value. It's a great deal. But she wanted to know about existing members. And yes, existing members, if they spend $60, once they spend $60 on my chalk site, they will get 5 transfers also. Theirs will be from 2020, whereas new club members transfers will be from 2021. But she had asked, if you spend $60 and you get your 5 free transfers, and then you go in maybe a week later, 2 weeks later, whatever, the next day, and purchase another $60 worth of supplies, would you get another 5 transfers for free? And the answer to that is yes. I checked to make sure, and it is definitely yes. So every $60 order will get you 5 additional 8.5 by 12 transfers with your order. And their 8.5 by 12 transfers are $15 retail. So in reality, that's like $75. Can't beat that with a stick. Okay, I just want to make sure this is a little lined up. I got to adjust it a teeny bit here. So if you're a member of Club Couture, or you're thinking about joining, been sitting on the fence, this really is the time to do it. The company has never offered anything quite like this before, and I just think it's an awesome offer. And I want to make sure my S was fully on there. Okay. And what was I going to say? Oh, the transfers are exclusive to club members and to designers. So if there's something that you see from club, there's no way that you could purchase it other than being a club member or a designer. Oops, I got a little bit of thick paste down there. Let me grab a little bit more here. Something not quite mixed up there. Okay. Close to the edge here. Obviously, I'm getting my swirls aren't fully on the surface, but that's all right. Beautiful script nonetheless. Okay, a little bit too much chalk paste. Let me put it back in my jar. Clean this up a little bit. Like I said, I don't want it wait too long with all that paste, especially if I put it on thick like I did here. I don't want it starting to dissolve the paste underneath. I just want to make sure I've got everything covered and no streaks. There we go. Oh, wow. How pretty is that? Let me clean things up a little bit, get things moved around a little, and then I could clean up my transfers. You don't want to leave chalk paste sitting in your transfers for long. You don't want it to dry in the silk screen. If it does, you could still get it out. Obviously, saturate the transfer and let that loosen up so that you can get it out of the silk screen. Let me get my fuzzing cloth that was keeping my lap warm out of the way here. And I'm going to just put these over here to dry. I don't want to smudge anything. and get my transfers out. Now, ideally, cleaning this with a board eraser at the sink would be the way to go. Just put it in the bottom of the sink and let the water run and use your board eraser, and it makes it easy peasy. And of course, I didn't bring a board eraser here. I used to keep them in my little basics bag, but I kind of got that stuff full. The board eraser just makes it a little bit quicker and a little bit easier, so I'm just going to use a disinfecting wipe, or actually a couple of them, because I have a fair amount of paste on here to clean them up. Have you had a chance to check out the new caddy? Are you overwhelmed? There's so many beautiful designs. I had a little bit of a heads up, so I kind of knew what I was placing as my order yesterday when it went live. But it was tough. It was really, really tough. I'm a sucker for the cutouts, so there was an easy shop package, actually, that is regular price, of course. I mean, regular designer price, but I didn't have to enter all the individual or the item number, so it was easy to grab what I wanted, and I just added some paste in addition to that. One of our new color pastes is a rose gold shimmer. Can you imagine? Hi Brenda, how you doing? Rose gold shimmer, oh my goodness. I could just think of so many uses for that. I like rose gold. Always have, always have, always will. I like it in jewelry. I like it in paste. I really do like it in jewelry. I have a rose gold bracelet that I don't wear it often, but I really like it. It's very pretty. So I'm a rose gold person. So of course that was on top of my list of my paste. And we've got a dusky blue that's a real pretty color paste. I'm going to set this aside to dry, grab my other transfer over here. So a lot of new things, a lot of new surfaces, and the group that I ordered yesterday were some of the new surfaces. We have bird cutouts. Oh my goodness. If you were one of those angry crow fans over at one of the craft stores that no one could get a hold of, these are the exact opposite. They are adorable. They're these little birds that are just sweet as can be, with cutout wings, and then there's transfers with different patterns to go with them, and they are just so adorably sweet. They'd be great in a tiered tray, just sitting on an entry table, just kind of things to brighten things up with spring. They're just absolutely beautiful and perfect and sweet. So of course I had to get the birds and the bird pattern and whatever, so I'll let you know as soon as I get a heads up that it's being shipped. I'm so excited about it. I just can't wait to get my hands on some of that stuff. So much fun. If you've got a long list, a long wish list like I do, and would actually enjoy sharing your crafting and your ideas with others, or if you just want to save money on your supplies, consider doing what I do. Become a designer. If you'd like additional information about becoming a designer, just comment team below or PM me, and I will send you a link to a little video from my upline where she talks all about it and talks about the different ways you could run the business, whether you're a hobbyist and you want to just save money on your craft supplies, or you want to do it as a side hustle, or if you want to build your own empire. Choice is up to you. There's many different ways the business can be worked, and it's so much fun. When I was a kid, I might have mentioned this a long time ago, but when I was a kid, I watched a movie that I swear I think was with Katharine Hepburn, and she made ceramic pots. I think it was ceramic pots. I seem to remember her sitting at a wheel forming the clay or whatever. And she ran around wearing this smock with pockets. And I love the smock. Now, granted, I was a child, but I love the concept that this is what she does all day. She just gets to create. Oh my goodness. That's not work. That's fun, right? Well, obviously that is stuck with me. And it gives my creative side of my brain a chance to get a little bit of workout versus the analytical computer person side. So I'm just getting all the paste out of this transfer. I'm going to give it another wipe just to make sure I've got it all clean. And then I'm going to speed dry it using my fuzzing cloth. So once I've got all the paste out of the back, I usually go over it and just in one direction with my disinfecting wipe, making sure I get all that lint off. And usually I could see a little bit of teal come off on my white, so I know I've gotten the lint off. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to speed dry this if you haven't seen this before. You take your fuzzing towel. Remember, one side's terry, that's what we use to actually apply the lint. The other side is like a microfiber. Ooh, and there's something else I need to tell you about that. Put the sticky side up, fold it over, squeeze out all the moisture. This helps it dry much quicker, and then I set it aside to dry sticky side up. And you can tell, look at how much drier this is. It's already sticking to my fingers. I'm going to set it right here while I do the other one and tell you about other little thing that's new. And of course I'm waiting anxiously for that. We now have little pads for you to use with our wax. They're the same size, about 3 inches in diameter as the wax container, so it's not like me trying to shove that huge little buffer thing that I use in to the paste container. So they fit perfectly, and here's the real interesting thing. The company spec'd them out so that one side is like our terry side of our fuzzing cloth, and the other side is the microfiber. Use the terry side to scoop up the wax and to massage it or to rub it into the surface. Use the microfiber side to buff it off. Smart, right? So let me get these out of the way. I'm going to put their backers on in a few minutes. Like I said, it really dries them a lot quicker, especially if you need to reuse them. You had a little assembly line doing a bunch of hearts at one time. Might be the way to do it. And I'm going to make sure nothing's wet here. Oops. Now kind of picture them with the larger one behind, kind of like this. I don't have quite the right angle. Let's see if I can put my paste underneath this to hold it up. Yeah, kind of like that. What do you think? I think great for Valentine's Day and great year-round, depending on where you display them. Like I said, it could be for your significant other, it could be for your children. How sweet. I'm sorry, Deb, how much is what? The wax applicator? Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I know it's relatively inexpensive. And I know you had asked me earlier today about the newsletter. The company newsletter will be once a month, and they should be sending them out, emailing them around in the next couple days. They're saying around the 10th, 12th, something like that. My newsletter hopefully will be coming out. It'll be weekly, and it's just going to be a recap of what's gone on during the week with maybe extra little details or whatever, techniques and things like that. So it's going to be different. They're going to show some more of the creative process. It's not going to be salesy, just kind of techniques and different ways to approach things. And mine is going to be recaps of what I've covered in my tutorials with maybe a little bit of extra information there. Well, thank you so much for watching. Mine just blanked here. I know there was something else I wanted. Oh, I need to post a link. I haven't, of the catalog. The catalog is interactive, meaning when you click on it, there are going to be little circles that pop up that you could click on that will take you to details, or you could actually throw things in your shopping cart, just basically making it a much, much easier shopping experience. It's going to be really, really cool. So hopefully I will get a chance. It depends if I sleep tonight or not. I might be able to make it. I want to actually show it and video my screen, so I might do it tonight, if not tonight, in the morning. It's just kind of a demo of the interactive catalog, because it's really cool and fun and just makes things much, much simpler. And if you're in my VIP group, I will also be posting a video about the bundles. The Love is Brewing bundle, which includes white chalk paste, the Love is Brewing transfer, and the Heart chalkboard. So look for that coming shortly. Thanks so much for watching. You guys all take care. See you soon.